What's going on, y'all? Polo Sports Talking Entertainment. Be sure to hit the like button, sub to the channel if you're not a member, and also hit the notifications so that you're able to get all of my content and all of my videos. What's up, True Viking? I'll see you in here. Before I get this video started, let me give a shout out to True Raw for TV because he already talked about this. And everybody knows how I feel about James Harden. Okay. And pretty much James Harden, because True Raw was the first that I saw talking about this. Pretty much James Harden feels that he has nothing to prove going into this playoffs. Now, I talked about Zion earlier. Okay. I criticized Zion earlier in regards to, just getting your ass out there and play. Got to give the same smoke to James Harden when it comes to him thinking that he doesn't have anything to prove and everybody owes him something. You don't have anything to prove, right? Well, let's go by the list, right? First and foremost, let's start by proving to the people that you don't know that you know how to cut down on your turnovers. Because I find it very strange that they criticize a guy like Russell Westbrook or they criticize these other players for their turnovers and for what they're not doing, but they never say anything about you. Another thing that you need to prove is proving that you can't set a record for turnovers because you have the NBA playoff record for the most turnovers. All right. Another thing you need to prove is you need to prove that you're able to capitalize in key moments, which you have not been able to do. And we all know your playoff woes and your playoff failures. The league, not only by yourself, but you were a big part of it. The lead that you lost against Golden State that year in the playoff. Also, you getting blocked in last minutes of the game several years back when somebody that they say that should not be in the Hall of Fame in Mono Ginobili. Last time I checked, that's a Hall of Fame play right there. Oh, you have a lot to prove. You got to prove that you're not an inefficient guy right now who over the last 10 games has been pretty much been stinking up all the arenas. You got to prove to the people that you can't shoot 30, 37%, whether you could shoot at a more inefficient rate. Let's start by you proving to the people that you can play both sides of the ball, because the last time I checked, pretty much everybody knows that you're slow and they can get by you. They always talk about LeBron James and stuff like that. Hey, you got to get this smoke too, buddy. Let's start by proving that you're not a horrible teammate, because the last time I checked, being a horrible teammate is coming in there, throwing the ball at teammates, causing disruption, causing friction, causing a fall of Rome in pretty much every organization that you went to. Let's start by proving to the people that you can't, that you don't do that. Let's start by you proving to the people that you can get an NBA championship, right? Let's start by proving to people wrong that you deserve to be in the NBA 75, because a lot of people don't feel that you do. Let's start by proving to the people that you're not just a regular season player, and everything that you do in the playoff, it seems to be all about yourself, and you never have had the ability to get it done on your own. You've always needed somebody. Let's start by proving that when you do play with Hall of Famers or future Hall of Famers, rather, that you're able to get it done. Let's start by proving to the people that you're able to just not even say anything and quit complaining, and you're begging for an MVP. Sure, there's a lot of players that felt some way about not being an MVP or not getting an individual accolade that they deserve or whatever. But you know what they did? Well, the majority, well, some of the greats like a Michael Jordan or some of the guys way back when, they didn't say anything about it. Kobe, you think he didn't feel some type of way when Nash won those MVPs? He shut his mouth and let his play do the talking. You're making yourself look real bad, and I just lose more and more respect for you every single day. On top of that, you need to prove that you can beat this Raptors team right here, and prove that them getting the organization bringing your ass over here wasn't no mistake, because that's what everybody feels. James Harden always acts like everybody owes him something. When this guy had yet to be to a finals, with the exception of OKC, in which he was just, he was in on a limited role, so to speak, being a sixth man. Which brings me up to something else. You need to prove that you're a leader, because you're not a leader. You don't know how to lead by example. You don't know how to be consistent with leading with your play. You're not mentally tough. How about proving that? He's not a leader. Not at all. That's why he goes somewhere else to defer to somebody else. Yeah, Joel Embiid, he has a lot to prove. But Joel Embiid is not coming out there saying, oh, yeah, well, I don't have anything to prove. What are you talking about? You haven't accomplished anything. You accomplished the MVP. A few all whatever team, all NBA team. A lot of triple doubles. You haven't accomplished anything. Now, do you hear Russ saying anything like that? No. Even though Russ, in the exit interview, he was talking about anything less than a triple double is a failure to him. But that's a whole nother story. You need to prove to the people that you're not a stat pattern, that you're not just worried about scoring. You need to prove to the people and need to prove to everybody else that you're not just about the party lifestyle, because that's all you show. Look, and I'm all for partying. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You're supposed to have a good time. You're supposed to, celebrate, uh, you know, the your hard work as far as you being in life and everything. But what's up, TP? I'll see you in the building. You need to prove that the NBA didn't make a mistake in drafting you. I see you doing all this stuff, and T Price knows what I'm talking about. I see you always at the Drew League, giving people work. I always see you at Rico Hines, giving work. I see you at these various off-season workouts and stuff like that, giving work. But then it seems like when you get to the NBA season, you never want to capitalize on that. You're not a winner. You're all about yourself. And I think it's a fucking disgrace for them to even put your name in the sentence with a guy like Kobe Bryant, the late great Kobe Bryant, the Mamba. If Kobe would have said something like that, which he wouldn't, it would have actually been validated by the people, because the people would have been like, Kobe has done so much for the game, but he would never fix his mouth to say some shit like that. That goes to show you how selfish he is. That goes to show you he's all about himself. He doesn't care about the team. He doesn't care about this organization. He didn't care about Houston. He didn't care about anything else. If he felt some type of way in Houston, guess what? He would have went out there, did what he needed to do, and left in a better way. But he didn't do that. And I call that bullshit. And I call that a snake. Snakes come in various forms. You already see the fall of Rome fitting to happen. Doc Rivers is on his last leg. Joel Embiid doesn't have that much time to get it done. And as much as they want to criticize Doc, and as much as they want to criticize Joel Embiid, James Harden sure don't have that much time to get it done. There's a lot of people that have told me that they feel like James Harden is washed up. I'm not going to say washed up, but the guy is lazy. You got Ben Simmons getting ready to make his comeback, and he's going to make you look like a chump, look like somebody that don't care about the game. Ja Morant has came back from 2 injuries this season. Draymond Green has came back. He got back issues. Russell Westbrook playing with a messed up hip, still out there playing. But you crying about your hamstring 1 minute, then the next minute, then you want to sit up there and you say, okay, you're tired of Brooklyn, or you want to. Every other week it's a different excuse. How about that? How about proving to the people that you don't have a different excuse every single week? Because that's what it sounds like. And what I noticed is that he never takes accountability for himself. It's about self accountability, something that he never does. I know, I know. Y'all don't want to hear this. I don't really care. And you're going to hear it. Because we have some hardcore Harden fans that don't come around anymore because they can't handle the truth. They don't want to look like I told people. Me and Ticket was on the street. I told Ticket, this isn't going to work out. This is not going to work out. I've told numerous of people while I've been on other channels, James Harden is not a good player to play with. He's not somebody you want as a teammate. A guy that you want as your teammate, you want a guy like Matisse Thybulle. A guy that you want as your teammate, you want a guy like Jared Allen. A guy that you want as your teammate, you want a guy that's a superstar in the making in Ja Morant. A guy that you want on your team, you want a guy like even Anthony Edwards, who's showing actual strides in his game and working hard from year 1 to year 2. A guy that you want on your team is who you got in your picture, in this picture right here, who they constantly disrespect by saying that he's not a Hall of Famer. Being a Hall of Famer ain't all about just, oh, how how flamboyant you are, how many points you score. That's not what a Hall of Famer is. Hell, I'll take Patrick Beverly before I take your ass. Everybody's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I wouldn't want to play with Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook even said that you were terrible as a teammate, pretty much. Late to this and late to that. Let's start by that. Let's start by you proving to the people that you can be somewhat of a model citizen, because Odell Beckham Jr. did, and everybody shitted on him. All you do is cause corruption. All you do is cause dysfunction. Yeah, you're talented, and tremendous, tremendous talent. But I notice a lot of people, they get on Russell Westbrook by saying, "Oh yeah, well, this guy, he doesn't have anything to fall back on or rely on in terms of a jumper, in terms of any fundamental, in terms of any skills and all this other stuff. All he relied on was his athleticism and stuff like that." Well, hell, what do you think James Harden is going to rely on? This guy is not in shape. This guy is huffing and puffing. This guy takes plays off. This guy doesn't want to work hard. This guy's crossover is not working like it used to. This guy's step back is not working what it used to, and his jumper is getting broke in comparison to what it used to. You know what I'm saying, Lou? I mean, you talking about you don't have anything to prove. You got a lot to prove. A lot, a whole lot. And you don't have that much time. Yeah, it pissed me off, Lou, but I'm not surprised by it. Because guess what? I told people. I told people. I told them it's not going to work out. Everybody's a prisoner of the moment. They look at James Harden's talent, but they fail to look at the hard work that he brings to the table, which is nothing. Kyrie Irving used to whoop his ass in one-on-one all the time. Yeah, but I already flamed Russ about that. And I think he knew what was up. He doesn't want to work hard. He's all about himself. Selfish individuals never go far. And if you're about the team, I guarantee you, do you think an organization wants to pick him up or pick a guy like Cade Cunningham up? They're gonna go for Cade Cunningham. They're gonna go for a Jeremy Grant. They're gonna go for a John Morant. They're gonna go for a RJ Barrett. What's up, Grinder? He could go to the strip club all you want to. It wouldn't be such a big problem if he worked hard. Listen, Wilt Chamberlain fucked a lot of women. He fucked a lot of women, man. But it never took away from his game. And I'm just being honest. Michael Jordan party his ass off. It never took away from his game. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar smoked weed all the time. It never took it never took away from his game. What's up, Jelly Bean? I see you in the building, bro. Larry Bird, Larry Bird, constantly drank. It never took. Well, I mean, he started to have back problems, but he still was more successful than James Harden. I've been telling people that, Lou. I constantly argue with people on Ticket's channel about who would you rather play with. Everybody was like they would rather play with James Harden. Okay, so you want to play with an inefficient shooter, a shot jacker, somebody that takes the ball, that dribbles the ball a number of possessions, an increased amount of possessions than what you're supposed to dribble with, doesn't pass it unless he's forced to, and then gets mad at you if you miss it. Sort of like what he used to do Eric Gordon. Sort of like what he used to do PJ Tucker. That's who they want to play with. I believe you with this. The great Gary Payton said that he wanted to pick a player up 94 feet. And the reason why he wanted to pick a player up 94 feet, because this is a point guard that y'all rave about James Harden being, right? Oh, he's such a great point guard. He's an MVP. He's a phenomenal playmaker. Da, 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 da. The great Gary Payton said, and go listen to it and go listen to my previous video about Gary Payton. He said that if I can make a guy expend not only energy from guarding him the length of the floor and making it hard on him and making him take time off of the clock, then guess what? He only has very little time to set up his offense, which takes away from your team. It takes away, it lessens the possession. Let that sink in. That's the mentality that Gary Payton had. Wasn't worried about scoring. Wasn't worried about, the accolades. He wasn't worried about how many people was looking at him. He wasn't worried about popularity or none of that other stuff. He was worried about making his team better and also the defensive side of the ball. I don't know about you, but that's what I want on my team. I don't want everybody that wants the glory. I want guys diving on the floor just like I would be. Jordan was diving on the floor just like his team was. Larry Bird was diving on the floor just like his team was. Isaiah Thomas was playing on broke ankles, just like just so he could be out there with his team. Like the brother Too Raw for TV had mentioned, Willis Reed. All it took was only 2 shots from Willis Reed, and that sparked his whole team to do better. You think you're gonna get motivated by a motherfucker like James Harden? Absolutely not. He has a lot to prove. And that's what makes me so upset. And if you love the game and you love it with a passion, you should be disgusted by what he said, because I know what it is. Oh, I'm in the NBA 75. Listen, I wish they had something, man, so they could derail your ass off of there. Um, you a motherfucker like Dame Lillard and Anthony Davis. Yeah, and that's sad. And see, a lot of people don't realize that Eric Gordon was Mr. Chicago. They don't understand that he was Mr. Illinois. I'm sorry, in the state of Illinois, coming out of high school. McDonald's All American, Jordan Classic, you name it. Eric Gordon was that guy. I think he was #1 at one point coming out of high school. But you can't never get this guy the ball. You wouldn't even know it. A scorer like Eric Gordon couldn't have been me, man. Polo Sports Talking Entertainment, man. Like the video, share it, subscribe, hit the notifications. I'll get at y'all later.